either die the hero or see yourself become the villain. Seen too many dark nights and like the way you're living. It got me living. The plot is vivid in the blast conditions. It's like you hopeless at the bar. Get a shot to giving. Neighbors not complicit. I can't blame them though. Remember as a youngin', I rep Detroit on my favorite coat. For around the hood, the kind that was only made for snow. Man's caught me slipping, he tripping over a radio. I was running track with the homies, I didn't know what to say because I thought he was joking. Behind his back he held a gauge, he decided to show me. In the midst of broad day, all out in the open. I was only 13, but it's relevant to today. Put a price on life, but negligent in their ways. Forget a slippery slope, it's a precipice that you face. And the president set the precedent, evident by your faith. For that cream, living in that fairy tale American dream. Kill it when you walking with a gangster lean. Even though you know they go, they all it seems. What you mean, what you doing for that cream? Living in that fairy tale American dream. Kill it when you walking with that gangster lean. We in between those kings and queens. In the city of schemes.
In the city they scheme.
I can still remember Kwame, only thing that he taught me. City government's busted, causing a kamikaze. Crime waves like tsunamis, they say they serving that white. Chopping bricks like karate. What? What's the prices for your vices? The sacrifices that you lie with every night. And soldier sold to that rock, you Jimi Hendrix when your life ends. If you ask me, man, I couldn't do it. Unity and community barely move as a unit. Unless you talking in decimals, everybody will tune in. I never moved to that music, you never see me approve it. So sorry if I'm not to that standard, I'm goody two shoes. Pay expenses at someone's expense. Some families fiends, so how are they making they rent? Placing a bet for the rush of some luck, but it was something more like Russian roulette, and it got me upset. Living in that fairy tale American dream. Kill it when you walking with that gangster lean. Even though you know they go, they all it seems. What you mean, what you doing for that cream? Living in that fairy tale American dream. Kill it when you walking with that gangster lean. We in between those kings and queens. In the city of schemes.
In the city they scheme.
Look, starting near the end of the 9-6. Born into the night, I've been considered an owl since. Gotta spread my wings to stay fly for this outlet. Searching for that power, put a shock to your conscience. So watch for the caution.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the El Niño podcast. I'm Eladio Niño, and this is Real Everyday People. So I want to thank everybody who's been tuning in, tapping in, those who are viewing now, sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff. Thank you. I appreciate you. Man, let me say this. It was definitely a beautiful day today, man. I felt so rejuvenated by the sun. And, we even took all the, all the youth from work today. We ended up taking them to the Riverside Park, and they just had a blast, man. We were playing catch. We were playing soccer, football. And, it was just so nice, to see us getting back to normal a little, again, you know what I'm saying?
Beautiful
After 2
day.
years of being under, in this pandemic and everybody just, kind of, keeping their distance, like everybody just got disconnected, you know what I'm saying? So it was just nice to see life being normalized a little bit again, you know what I'm saying? And seeing the kids have fun and then just, the sun, man, it just bring out the best in you, man. It
Always.
just rejuvenates you, man.
Always, man.
Yeah, shout out to my man Alexis at DHDC, always plugging me in, man. And he's a talented brother, man. He always got a lot going on, very intelligent brother, man. And happy to have him as a co-worker and as a pillar in our community. But enough about me. We're gonna talk about my guest today. My man is very talented. He's got a good story to share with you, and I'm gonna let him tell all about you, man. My man Danny S. What's up?
How's it going, man? Love you.
Man, it is good, bro.
Thank
Everything
you.
is good. I don't got nothing to complain about, baby. I'm blessed.
Thank you so much for having me, man. It means a lot. I've been wanting to come here for a while now, And what a great opportunity, I guess, because this studio is, man, this is beautiful, dude. It's like, I need to, I need to clean my place, dude. That's all I can think of right now. It's like, no, this is a great place. It's beautiful, very professional, man. I can say you definitely leveled up, and can't wait to talk, man. Can't wait to talk and share, I guess, information, experiences, and know
Definitely.
more. Like I was talking to him before we have before right now, right? Just a few minutes ago. I was like, dude, I should interview you. But again, thank you for having me, man. Thank you for the beer. I love this place. Great vibe.
Yeah, I know, during the pandemic, man, we kind of got disconnected, but it was cool because we ended up meeting back up at Victorino's video shoot.
Yes, yes,
And,
yes.
that was a dope experience, but, I was glad that I was able to catch up with you again and exchange numbers and finally get you on the show. I'm going to reach out to Dosa, too, Dosa Quetzal.
You gotta bring him, man. He's very
the battle
talented.
rapper. The thing is, I want him to perform actual battle rap on the El Nino podcast.
That would be dope.
But I got to find somebody who can battle rap against him. You know what I mean?
Definitely
Because
not me.
that's a whole different craft.
Whole different stuff, man.
Definitely.
No
so.
music, just straight up like almost yelling. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a rapper, so forgive me. But yeah, he's very talented. You should definitely
Man,
have
that
him.
guy is talented. I'm talking about from the first time I ever met him and seen him perform. I told that brother, you got it, man. Stay diligent, keep doing it because you gonna get somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And he's so diverse with music, man. He's just very talented brother, man.
Dosa, I had the chance to produce for him one of his. Actually, I did like a couple of songs for him. No, one song, my bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of like a rock and roll, like a Bob Dylan cover.
Okay.
Dude, his voice, he's got a voice, man.
He killed it. He kills it, bro.
He's got a voice, no autotune, nothing. It was straight up like that. It was great, dude.
Yeah, he did a performance at the Fantasma Market at the DHDC, and man, he killed it, bro. I was like, man, this guy is so talented, and he went from playing the guitar to rapping to singing, and I was.
Oh, you're
like,
talking about
man.
Victorino. I thought you were talking about Dosa.
Oh yeah, both of them.
He sounded too, though. Already, man.
Oh man,
But
you
no,
just
no,
got
no,
started,
no,
bro.
no.
No, I'm messing with
It's
you.
not the beer, bro.
No, both of them. They're
They're both very talented,
They're both
though.
very skilled.
I work with
for
Victorino
sure.
more than Dosa, but they're both very talented. Victorino does use autotune, though. I'm just trying to. I'm sorry, dude. I love you.
Yeah, man. I wish Nando would have been able to pull up, man. But it was
Yeah.
good to see him. I seen him over there at El Club. And it was good to catch up with everybody. Shit, I went there and ended up with 5 more guests for my podcast.
Yeah,
Just running into everybody. I was like, "What up?"
That's the great thing about like going to events here. Like you meet people that almost feel like very familiar to you, and
Mhm.
everybody knows everybody a little bit, and like they're all interesting. And that show at the club this past weekend, not this past weekend, but
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo, yeah, May 1st. Well, it was actually May 1st, although it was
Oh
for Cinco
yeah,
de Mayo.
yeah. That was the
but,
day of the parade.
right,
and all
right.
that,
But
yeah.
that was a great show, man. It was dope. It was cool seeing everybody, seeing you, Brian too behind the camera. But
man, that guy got
it was
lot
it was a
going
great
on.
show. I enjoyed it.
And
It
what I
was-
love though, bro, is just everything is for the community, by the community. I love the local vendors. Me and my wife, we always go support the event, spend money, showing love to all the, local vendors. And I just love seeing it, bro, and it's just a beautiful sight to see everybody working with each other, supporting each other, in every way, man.
It's definitely nice to see unity, right? It's how do you call it? Like it really makes you feel good and makes you want to do better.
Yeah, it really does because, I grew up in an era where colors divided everybody, gang colors, gang flags. So everything was territorial, stuff like that. So, we didn't have that kind of unity in the community. You had to be color coordinated and know where you're going and where you at, because no matter what, you had somebody was against you in one form or another, whether you was going up against the police or if you was going against rival gangs or, any other demons that, brothers have struggled with in the past, like drugs and, all that type of stuff. But to see so many people, so many talented people, you know what I'm saying, from producing to singing to rapping to painting to art to singing to like
Wow. Yeah, it is impressive.
everything. It's another brother, man, I want to get on here. His name is Gabriel Duran.
Yeah.
And
Oh, he's great. He's a great
so
singer.
we went to a Pistons game, and shout out to Izzy and Gabriel Duran. Izzy and Yachty, they did a pre opening for the Pistons game, and then Gabriel Duran, he did the halftime show for the Pistons, and
Nice.
I was really proud because like that's dope, bro. Like you guys are from the community, you know what I'm saying? They come through, the DHDC,
Yeah.
and now you're in a place, you're in an arena performing music for the Detroit Pistons, and
He's a
just-
great performer too, man. I saw him live at the event that we were at, and it's like, wow, he was really good.
yeah.
Great singer.
Yeah,
Great singer.
definitely, man. I love to see all the creativity, man, and I'm so happy to be a part of it. And it's so cool because every time I go to these events, like people already know who I am through the podcast.
Yeah,
you know?
dude.
Everybody's like, Eladio, what's up? Like, what up? You know what I mean? Like, it's all love. I feel so good about
That's
it.
what I was saying. You have the talent, man. Like you have the conversation talent, right? Because sometimes you wanna like, and this happens to me sometimes, and I might be doing it right now. Sometimes I want to talk too much about myself, and you don't have a conversation anymore. I think from what I've seen on your stuff, you're really good at the podcast thing where you can interview somebody and actually have a conversation instead of just having a list of questions to fulfill. You
Yeah,
feel me?
yeah,
That's
no
a
doubt
completely
about it.
different art, I think. That,
Well, this is why I called the show Real Everyday People, because I wanted it to be a real experience, not only just for for us, but for the viewers more so than anything. I wanted people to open up their minds, open up their heart. This is like educational, because as you share your story, you're going to inspire somebody, you're going to empower somebody, you're going to educate somebody. And that's why I think it's important for people to share their stories, and that's how you heal from trauma. It's a lot of people living with trauma who never get the chance or the opportunity to speak about these things with anybody, and they live with it, and then they pass it on to the younger generations, to their kids. You know what I'm saying? These kids carry these baggages of trauma and resentment, towards life, towards family, towards people and individuals and things like that. So I feel like if you give somebody the opportunity to be able to share their story, you know what I'm saying, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, you know what I'm saying, you're giving a person an opportunity to be able to cleanse themselves, cleanse their spirit, cleanse their heart, and educate other people, who are going through the same thing.
That's so true, man. Just speaking it out, right? Just having a conversation, just getting off your chest and see what the other person has to say, and maybe even seeing somebody in the screen, like, wow, I can relate to that. I don't have to follow that path, or I can follow that path instead. You know what I'm saying? Like options, right? It gives you more options, and I guess we're lucky nowadays that we have that technology to do all of these,
and that's what I love about my podcast is that we talk, we share our experiences, but we also share the possibilities, and when we come to realization that we do have options, because there was a point in my life where I never thought I had options. I thought that what I was what I was always supposed to be, and and I was supposed to live that way and die that way.
right?
And then when I started just going through these growth spurts and educating myself about life, and about self, and and building a relationship with God, and my mother always was teaching me how to pray and build this relationship with God, and not that I'm a religious person, but I'm very in tune with the universe, and I acknowledge a higher power, you know what I mean? But I also want to tap into the source of power that we possess as individual people, you know what I
Right.
mean? We're powerful because we have a planet up here that we can think,
Indeed.
we can change our situation. We have options, we have choices, you know what I mean?
Indeed.
And for a lot of people, they never reach that point.
They never reach that, man. And
You have the blind leading the blind.
exactly, and like I said, nowadays, at least people have this resource, right? The internet, where they can look stories like ours, or many other. There are a lot of podcasts out there, a lot of information, and of course not all of it's great, but at least you have the chance to, okay, at least let's see what happens from this, you know. Whereas
Mhm.
before it's like, I mean, I'm thinking right, 60s, 50s, maybe even way before a lot of technology was around in mass. You know, it's like all you got is just people you know.
Yeah.
And what if the people you know suck? You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
like,
yeah, but you don't know no better.
and that's all you know.
You know, you don't know any better though.
And that's
you
the only
know?
options you have.
And
But at
you're
least
loyal
now,
to these people.
exactly. Now, at
know?
least if you're born in the same situation, as bad as it is, at least you have fun for sure, right? You can see like, oh wait, this guy went through this stuff. I could be like him instead of, I don't know, maybe my cousin or something. You know what I mean?
You know,
Like,
I tell you, like I knew a lot of people who were educated, very intelligent. I knew people who loved to read books, life skill books, things like that.
yeah,
And it just there's nothing like knowing yourself. I knew I know guys that could tell you about the Bible, the Quran, books from front to back, tell you everything about it, but can't tell you nothing about themselves. You know what I'm saying? They can tell you everything about everybody else, but can't tell you nothing about themselves because they didn't research. They didn't do that soul searching they were supposed to do, that inventory they supposed to do. I said the most interesting book that you should be reading is the book
Your
of
book,
your
right?
life. I said we're all books and we all got chapters and chapters throughout our journey. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Read that book. Get to know that book, you
Right.
know? And once you find yourself and become so empowered by it, you start to feel valuable and you start to feel like you have purpose and you start to find your place in this big world. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
True. Yeah, you gotta do something, right? Like you gotta start doing something, and that's the hard part. A lot of times, you know, just start doing something, right? Like, to me, it's almost like going to the gym, right? Like it's hard until you get there, and then you can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like you're right there, might as well do it, kind of thing. But yeah, man. I mean, we live in crazy times still. You see, I think not a lot of things have changed in terms of how we are as human beings, but a lot of things have changed in terms of how we communicate and how we exchange information, right? But at the same time, like you may have, like, let's be honest, right? Even nowadays, you have information for pretty much anything you want to do, right? But still are people that there are gonna be people who are not gonna do anything with it, either way,
Mhm.
right? So I guess what we try to do with formats like this, like podcast, is just reach the ones who are willing to listen, right? Because I guess not everybody's gonna be listening. You know, I don't know. Depends on what they are in their life and whatnot. You know.
And that was another thing about the title of Real Everyday People is that everybody is included. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who you are, where you from, if you're at the top, if you're at the bottom, if you're in the middle, if you're on your way up or on your way down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, my this show is for the people. This is about diversity. This is about learning about, you know, the stories and challenges, the ups, the downs, the highs and low of humanity, of people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, who doesn't love a good story, you know, of somebody who was able to bounce back, come from the mud through the trenches and get dragged and abused and beat and lied to and cheated and, you know, everything, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then still be able to get through all that and still build a life for themselves, you know, and still, you know, become a decent human being.
Yeah, man. And through that, they can inspire other people and so on. Because you know, nothing is perfect. But yeah, man. I fuck with this a lot, dude. This is dope. It's
Yeah.
a good vibe. You know, like great.
I know. I'm glad I get
I
so
like
much
it.
good feedback from people about
It's
the
really good.
podcast,
It's like,
man. I
damn, I'm
love
just looking at the lights, man.
it. Where are you from, Danny? Tell us a little bit about who you are, where you from, what's your nationality?
I'm from Peru.
Peru, Peru,
Peru.
Peru, Peru.
That's
my
right.
shit.
I should be saying Peru, but I say Peru. You know. Yeah, I'm from Peru. I came here basically right after high school. When I came here, my dad has already been living here for a while, and so he always told me like, after high school in Peru, you're coming to America, do college and all that shit. You know what I mean? So that's what I did, and I stayed here. You know, and I'm a musician. At least try to live off music, the most I can, and I'm just a guy with trying to live the life that I see myself possibly living. You know, that's what it comes down to for me. Is like, like, sorry, going back a little bit to what we were saying, right? Like now we have the avenues to see people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I could have been in college, stay in college, and follow my profession, right? But I knew deep inside I want to do this. This is how I want to live my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then sometimes you're willing to compromise things, right? Yeah, it might not bring me this much money, whatever it is that you value, right? It might not bring it to you the way something else might. But you only live once, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You only live once, and you only see yourself in such way. And I'm not trying to do anything bad or anything. So it's like, you know what? Fuck it. And I just went for it. And basically, I'm a guy from Peru, came here.
How old were you when you left Peru?
I was 17.
Okay.
I'm now 34. I'm not young either. But
so did you know any English, or did you learn all your English here?
no, I did know some English. I was lucky to have great parents, and they always told me, like, English is very important. So they always inculcated me, like, being educated and all that stuff. So I knew English, but I'm gonna tell you though, bro, like, unless you use it, you lose it.
Yeah. And that goes with anything.
Anything,
If you
bro.
don't use it, you'll lose it for sure.
You lose it, man. And so it's like, back then I knew English, but let's be honest, I speak English maybe an hour per day at most.
Okay.
And then after that you're done. I don't give a fuck about at that age. I just wanted to, like, go to my girlfriend or whatever. You don't care about your future. At least I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
So how was schooling out there compared to schooling out here?
It seems a little bit more strict.
Out here or over there?
No, over there. My bad.
Okay.
Over there, because, for example, everybody wears uniforms for school. Here they don't. Like, even the national schools, right? Even the schools from the state, they still wear uniforms, lame ass uniforms, the same as ours, really, pretty much. But lame as fuck, dude. But in that sense, like, also, for example, it's not like we had a choice of classes to take. You could take, if you want, you can take French, or Spanish, or Japanese, whatever the fuck they give here. There is, like, English. That's it. That's it. And you have to do this, and you have to get a good grade. You know what I mean? Which, you know what? At the same time, I don't mind it, because English is really an important language to learn. Let's be honest. It's the language.
So how easy or hard was it for you once you came to the States? Like, did you come straight to Detroit from Peru, or
No.
did you bounce around before you got here?
I went to Nebraska.
Wow. Damn, who the hell? I can go
Everybody-
from Peru to Nebraska. Who the hell?
Bro, everybody's like, Nebraska? What the fuck were you doing there exactly?
Yeah, I don't know anybody that's like, I just want to go to Nebraska, I'm not to say that there's not stuff there, but I'm just saying.
There's not much stuff
Especially from Peru.
Exactly. Lima, which is busy as fuck, dude.
Let me ask you this, because I heard
Yeah.
they have a tradition in Peru where once a year they box it out and duke it out. Is that real, or is that some...
I don't know. I don't think that's real. Once a year they box it
They
out.
said once a year the community come together, and whoever got an animosity or any neighbors, like, they go out there and they box it out, and then they have to leave it alone from there.
You know what, though?
Let go of them grudges.
I haven't heard that, but I wouldn't be surprised, man. Especially, like, in the countryside.
Yeah.
It's just wild in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially back then, it was different. Let me tell you something, man. Talk about, like, racism and shit. Like, the last time I went to Peru, which was last year, right? I went to the mountainside where my family originally came from. Beautiful place, beautiful, amazingly beautiful. But I have my cousin who has been living there. He's older than me. He has been living there longer than me, and he actually grew up there. He told me, Dani, you don't realize how racist people here are.
In Peru?
In the countryside. Man.
Wow.
Among
I mean,
themselves.
who are they I was about to say, who was they racist against? It ain't nothing but Peruvians there.
First of all, they were all poor, right? From the area my family came from. But if you came from a poorer area of from that area, you'll probably be, like, called, like, names and shit. And my cousin told me he had to get into fights. Just because he was marginalized, for being a little bit darker over having a little bit of a different accent,
Yeah.
even among like
Yeah,
people
your
that
own
look like
people.
me, almost. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that shit was crazy.
They even said like like a lot of Cubans, in Cuba, like you have the African bred Cubans, and then you have a lot of the Spanish bred Cubans, and the real light ones, and then you got the black Cubanos, and sometimes there's a conflict of
Bro,
interest with them, and even
outside US,
In Mexico, you got the Indios, you know what I'm saying, and then you got the rancheros, and
outside US is crazy, dude. It's very
Mhm.
racist. It's
Yeah.
way. I even think it's more racist than here.
Get out of here! Are you
No, I kid you
serious?
not, bro.
I can't imagine it, bro. You know what
Maybe
I
not
mean?
like before, like what you told me earlier. You know, because I didn't live those times either. I'm pretty much telling what I've been told. Which I
Yeah.
believe, but I've seen some stuff. It's like, and it's more in your face, right? In your face, government, mafia, in your face.
Hmm.
Here it's a little bit more hidden. It's a little bit
Mhm.
more like.
What about violence in Peru, just in general? Is everybody like cool, or is like shit popping like in Mexico?
Right now it's kind of popping, man. Especially after 2020, bro. Like, this is the thing, okay? I don't know how where you guys are of this, but Venezuela is in bad shape economically, and it has been like that for a few years now.
Wow,
I'm
for
talking
real?
about I think 5 years or so. So a lot of Venezuelans move to South America everywhere. I'm talking about everywhere, bro. One of my tour guides was Venezuelan, bro, in Peru. So that's all we need to know, bro. Fro- and not even the main city, like a little bit outside of the city. I was like, what?
Where's Nicaragua? Is Nicaragua by
It's more
Peru?
like central. No, it's more
Oh,
Central
okay.
America.
All
I have a
right.
friend from Nicaragua, but
Yeah,
no,
I
yeah,
think
it's
I've only
crazy
met
there
like one or two guys in my whole life from Nicaragua.
for real. Beautiful people too, man. Very nice.
Not
Very.
these dudes. He was a Fred Flintstone looking
I guess not everybody.
pachanga looking
I guess not everybody, but the Nicaraguans I know are very nice, but yeah, no. Right now, I've been told that it's kind of crazy, man. Having said the Venezuelan issue, right? Like, a lot of people come to Peru, and Peru in itself is already a third world country. So there
Mhm.
was already a lack of jobs. So now it's more poor, and so a lot of more
Yeah.
robberies right now. A lot more delinquency in general. You know what I'm saying? I've been told at least, um, at least from where I'm from, bro. Lima, the capital, is a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess. Traffic is crazy.
That's like the most popular part of Peru, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People
I
know
always heard
about it.
Lima is
Lima, then Cusco, where the
like do
Machu
people
Picchu.
vacation there? Do they go? Is there like a
They go to
tourist spot
Lima.
there?
You see, Peru itself, there's a lot of landmarks, so there's a lot of tourism there outside of
Okay.
Lima.
Is it safe? Is it not safe? Or
It's safe if you go with people and you know what you're doing. It depends, man. It depends. It's safe if you know what you're doing, just like anywhere, right? Here in America too. If you know where you're going, it's safe.
I don't know. I don't hear nothing, and I hate to say it, but every time I hear about Mexico, bro, it's always some bullshit. They
That's
said
true.
that they're kidnapping all the women, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, what in the fuck is going on? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Why is you torturing and kidnapping and murdering your own fucking people? Like, that shit don't make no sense to me, man. And I'm proud to be Mexican. You know what I'm saying? I love my people, but that shit just don't make no sense, man.
But you know what they say, right? The enemy of one group of people is the same group of people. Sometimes, sometimes the Peruvians criticizing the Peruvians the most. Sometimes I
Mhm.
guess Mexicans criticize the Mexican the most. Americans the most. You know, I don't know. I always say it's good to travel. Like, if you can travel outside of U.S.
And I would love to go back to Mexico. I would love to go there. I was there when I was younger. It was a very humbling, beautiful experience for me. I would love to go out there. I would love to take my wife out there. I just, it just is dangerous, bro. And it's a damn shame because I want to go get in touch with my roots. I want to, you know what I mean? But I'm like, I don't want, something to happen, bro.
Right. This is the thing, though. This is just my opinion, obviously, because I don't know what I'm talking about, really. But this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking, right? Like, I'm sure while you're watching the news and shit, probably, this is only going to give you the bad stuff because that's what sells, right?
Mhm.
But, like, I have friends that go to Mexico, dude.
I mean, but are they going to Tulum and all the tourist spots, or are they going?
No, I think just go
to
to
Jalisco.
the rancho parts, and that's where the family's from.
Yeah, the ranchos. Yeah, it's
Because
different.
Peru, it's like, yeah, I want to go to Peru, but I know where to go. If you tell me I want to go to this place, like, no, don't go, not alone.
Yeah,
You
with
know,
the
it's like-
Venezuelan tourists.
It's Venezuelan tourists, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's very dangerous for now, unfortunately. But it's not like you come out and you die, So sometimes, like news and stuff, they always emphasize the bad stuff because that's what makes you like watch and.
How was the transition for you going from one country and then coming here, Nebraska? Like, was it beautiful in Nebraska for you, or did you want to go back home, or were you like, it's got to be better? Is there something better?
At first, I wanted to go back home because when I came here, I was 17 already. I had friends. I had a girlfriend. I had a life already,
Mm-hmm.
I had a band. I mean, and so
Band? What kind of band you have?
it was a rock band
A rock band
from high school and
Okay.
stuff.
Like Mana?
like that, but not as good. Not as good. Not as talented. But at first, yeah, man. At first, you miss it. Especially, you know what I think? It's also the age, right? At that age, you're really having fun. You know what to do. Your group. This and that. So going somewhere completely different language. I moved in with my dad and his
He was
wife.
living in Nebraska?
He was living in Nebraska, so I moved in with my dad.
Is there a Peruvian community out there? Or
No,
was that just...
I was among white people. A lot of white
Okay.
people.
All right.
And,
What was that like for you?
It worked, man. Look, I'm gonna be honest, and some people might hate me for this, but I like white people, man. Like, my interactions with white people have been mostly great,
Mhm.
but that's the case with every race I've been in touch with.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Definitely.
Like, so I don't know. Personally, I don't see what a lot of people see. I see it a little bit different, but
But sometimes people can have one bad experience. Like, say they got robbed by a Mexican. Now they hate all the Mexicans. Or, you get carjacked by a black dude. Now it's like you hate all black people.
exactly.
Or you get altercation with a white cop and now all of a sudden all white cops are just the worst people in the world. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I don't like cops.
And you got a lot of people who live like that, though,
Yeah.
you know?
No, that's true. That's true. I understand because I think it's just evolutionary to your brain is like a pattern recognition machine, right? So as soon as something happens with somebody that looks like this, it's like, oh shit, the next one might be like that. But that's where you know if you're growing or not. You have to check yourself.
Mhm.
Part of growing is you check yourself. You feel me? Okay, maybe what I believe is not the right thing to believe.
Yeah.
So
for
that's
sure.
part of growing too, and I'm older now, so I can. Back then, I guess I was different, man. So I need to go back. I need to meditate one day or reflect about
Yeah,
how I
that's
was
a lot
when I
of
was.
reflecting. Yeah, that's a lot of
Yeah,
reflecting,
because
bro. Actually,
you forget,
that's how I made a lot of change in my life, was going back to all the way as far as childhood, you know. But so how did you end up in Detroit?
Well, after I moved to Nebraska, right? I moved to Nebraska. I moved in with my dad, with his family. My dad, my brother, my sister, from that side,
Mm-hmm.
and the wife, right? I didn't have a good time. I never really lived with him. When I moved in with him, it was a very chaotic environment. They ended up getting divorced. So I got depressed. Straight up, I just got depressed. Where to the point where it's like if I have to live like this for the rest of my life, might as well just kill myself. That's I never got to that deep of a like those thoughts were never that deep where I actually wanted to do it. But logically speaking, I was like, fuck man, I'm not gonna live like this forever. You know what I mean? Anyways, I got out of that situation after talking with my mom a lot. She helped me like for support. And I drove here because my I got family here. My aunt was here, my cousin was here, and they were in Shelby Township, Rochester, which is close enough to Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm here now. I live in Shelby Township now.
Okay.
Yep, and I got my family of my own. And that's how it happened.
But I see you like in the hood always, bro. Like, the whole squad. Everywhere I go in the neighborhood, you there. You know what I mean?
I tried,
So-
man. I tried to come, because that's mostly where all the artists that we know are here.
Mhm. So you're a father, right?
I'm a father, yeah,
Okay.
proud father.
Yeah, you got sons, daughters, or
One son.
you got one son?
One
How old
son.
is he?
He's about to be 11.
11 years
11
old.
year old
Wow.
on the
What's
11th.
that like, man? Having an 11-year-old.
Man, let me tell you something, dude. It's crazy to see this, right, in a human being, dude. It's great because I'm very perceptive. I try to be perceptive. He's one of the reasons why I believe he's one of the reasons why I'm how I am right now. Because I used to be super a different person, right? I realized, you know what? He's gonna look up to me at one day, at one point in his life.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna need guidance or whatever. So I have to be there for him. But as I believe parents are teachers, right? The first line of teaching is parents. It's not school. Like we're talking about the system. Fuck the system.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck the schools and all that shit. You know. So it it's weird, but let me put it this way. Sometimes I see him saying things that I say, and that shit freaks me out, dude. I was like,
Yeah,
fuck, I say it like that.
Yeah.
Or I hear him saying things that mom says, like, oh my god. Oh, you look like your mom a little bit when you do this. So it's, for me, it's a crazy experiment.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
a crazy experiment to see a human being literally go from baby to
Yeah,
an adult.
because since birth, from being a child, their minds are programmed by their environment. They mimic everything you say, everything you do, the good, the bad, and the ugly. If you get angry, they learn your anger.
Yeah, dude.
You know, the way that you talk, the way that you walk, they're going to have your posture, they're going to have your interests. You know, a lot of it's genetically, but also a lot of it is learned behavior. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, if you grow up in a house where people are communicating, it's peaceful, it's good, they're going to learn the same thing. But if you grow up in an environment, in a household where people are arguing and fighting and yelling, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be normal to that child, and they're going to grow up doing the same thing. You know, so it's like, if you don't want your child to do it, then don't do it yourself either, because they gonna pick up on all of that, bro. You know, I see kids, they be having little attitudes, and I'm like, just like your mom or your dad, or you know,
Exactly.
you got that from somewhere, you know, because you ain't
Yes,
just,
bro.
you know, do all that crazy shit.
That's insane to me, you know? So sometimes
Mhm.
I just look at him like, oh my God. And he's like, Dad, what are you looking at? I'm like, no, don't worry about it. You know, because
Even looks, even a simple look,
everything,
bro.
bro,
You know.
it's insane, dude. And that's why I like what you're doing, man, like helping the youth and stuff, because a lot of times it's during that age, during the time that they're sponges, right? It's during that time that is the critical time where he can either go here or this way. You feel me? And it just takes one person to help him each, you know, whatever direction he chooses or she chooses. You
Yeah,
feel me?
I mean, because you know, you got kids in the program, and of course you always want to guide them and, you know, give them good advice, and you know, I facilitate life skills curriculum to them, and but at the end of the day, you know, they're only there with us for a couple hours, and they go back home, and they got to get back to, you know, to whatever standards are at home. You know,
Yeah,
some are good, some are not good. You know, and you see a lot of
unfortunately.
kids, they come to the program, and you know, they're sad, they're, you know, depressed, some are traumatized, and you can just see that sometimes they're just having bad days, they're
Yeah.
tired, some aren't sleeping good, things like that. So, you know, shout out to the youth department at the DHDC, man, you know,
Shout out to them, man.
because definitely, man, we be putting in work, bro. We have 40, 50 kids every day. We pretty much like community babysitters, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And we
great,
got
man.
special needs kids that, you know, our staff are so attentive, hands on with them, bro. Like, you know, I'm proud to be a part of it. It's not an easy job, bro. You know
I
what I
bet.
mean?
No, hell no,
And
man.
when you're trying to teach kids, you know, good manners and good things, you know, but you know, a lot of them aren't living in the best of conditions, and they're not, you know, learning the best from, you know, being at home.
And the best teaching is through example. You know, like it's
Yeah.
not even through talking. You know, at that age, you just want to play. You know, you just want to play, have fun. You know,
hmm
whatever.
And when they come to the DHDC, though, bro, they get every opportunity to just be themselves, get in tune with themselves, socialize, even if they just want to meditate, chill. Like, I'm glad that we teach them the value of meditation and communication and stuff like that,
Yeah,
because at that age, it's important for them to know that, you
right,
know?
bro. If you don't mind, can I head to the bathroom really quick? I know this is mid interview, but
Yeah, go ahead.
I can. I'm sorry.
Real everyday people, y'all, you know, you got to use the bathroom, you got to go. I can't say no. Yeah, but at the end of the day, man, I'm very proud of what I do, for a living. Also working with returning citizens, providing resources. You guys, a lot of guys coming home from prison, especially long-term prisoners, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years, and they're coming home and, a lot of laws have changed or, releasing a lot of juvenile lifers. Shout out to my man Jose Burgos. He been doing this thing, and Alex Ayala, and all the brothers, man. Jose Rivera, Johnny Mercado, just all the brothers. Lucy Berra, Mario Bueno, Rick Speck, all these brothers who got 15, 20, 30 years in, came home and just taking care of their business. My man Kirk McGirt, old school YBI brother, he came home after 30, 40 years, and he just build his life after that. And I just like being able to be connected to them and being able to provide resources through the DHDC, through Ceasefire. We community servants, man. That's what we do. And so every day, man, I wake up feeling good about my life. I became quite the humanitarian, and I love to do what's in the best interest of people. And I get firsthand experiences every day when I go to work dealing with people and their needs. So shout out to all the departments at the DHDC, but more so even with mine, the youth department. Boy, we put in work.
Oh yeah, man! Shout out to them. It's definitely very important, that to influence people to do better, because life's about options. Like you might as well pick the best option possible to yourself.
So what kind of relationship do you have with your son? What are some of the things that you teach him? What's he into? Is he into sports? Is he into music? Because you're into music, right?
Yeah, definitely. I try not to music wise. I try not to push him to do it too much because I don't want to like kill it for him. Like I want him to enjoy it, right? So if it grows on him, I'll help him. But I try to I try to make him tough, as tough as possible, mentally and physically. So we try to spar a little bit, a little bit boxing gloves here and there. Try to teach him how to fight a little bit. I'm not that I'm a great fighter, but I'm just saying like just basics. I try to tell him to control his emotions because that's what gets people in trouble. Really,
Man,
the lack of
really good,
control of
man.
emotions. If you could control your emotions, man, how many things,
Yeah, because that's how people get killed every day out here is because people cannot control their emotions. I'm talking about a simple road
shit.
rage incident can
Anything.
have people just dead.
Anything.
You know what I'm saying? And it's necessary for people to learn how to manage their emotions, their
Yes.
thoughts, their actions, their words. You know what I'm saying? Like me working for Ceasefire, like that's my job is to diffuse, situations. We are violence disruptors, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we want to provide resources for families in the community, for victims, for families victims, for youth, for adults, you know what I'm saying? Cuz there's a lot of adults that need help, bro, and sometimes, they need to learn communication skills, critical thinking skills, and anger management skills, stuff like that, because all that just creates nothing but turmoil and passing it on to just generations of people just
Yeah.
with this belief system and this destructive behavior, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
just,
man. You gotta be able to, definitely try to teach him that, control his emotions, be strong mentally and physically, because he's a man, right? And that's it, man. I honestly, like, I try not to be involved too much in his decision of what he's gonna do in the future. I think that's up to him to decide. That's his road to take.
have you ever asked him what he wanted to be when he grew up?
Yeah, but I think he said something like firefighter, something like that, which is no, I have no problem with that. But he's a kid. He sees, what I'm saying? If he sees something cool, I want to be that, you know what I'm saying? So,
I think it's great because honestly, bro, like when I grew up and people asked me, like nobody was wanting to be a firefighter, an attorney, a doctor, a police officer. Nobody. Everybody wanted to be a gangster. You know what I'm saying?
oh, okay, I got you.
And that's just how it was. That was the way of life for everybody. Everybody just wanted to eat. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to survive. Everybody just wanted to, be rich or have money.
Right.
And nobody ever talked about college or graduating high school or careers or futures or none of that. Everybody was just living for the day because tomorrow wasn't promised. You know what I mean? And it's nice though to be able to see now that people think more about the future now and plan and prepare and value education and value themselves.
Well, there's gotta be a balance, right? Because you cannot be stuck in the future too much. You're gonna like just freak out, because you really don't know what's gonna happen in the future, right?
Mhm.
Regardless of what you plan to do. But at the same time, you cannot just whatever, like I said, control your emotions or whatever you do. Try to think ahead a little bit, like almost like chess, right? Like, okay, I make this move. What is this move that I do gonna cause, right? It could cause good things, bad things, more bad things, more bad things, more good things. So you make your decisions, or at least try to make decisions that way.
That's critical
know?
thinking. When
Exactly.
you look at the whole picture, everything,
Yeah,
in a split minute, you got to be able
exactly.
to make a conscious decision.
Yeah, so I try to put that in his brain from early on.
That's dope.
Control his emotions, be strong mentally, physically. Understand that every decision you make will have a consequence, whether you like it or not, whether it's good or not, whether you notice it or not right now or in the future, right? Mainly those things, man. That's mainly what I want him to take from me. Those things. After that, it's like he's gonna be his own person. I'm not gonna be that parent that gets involved too much in their kids either, because I feel like they don't develop.
I
as
know
well as they
because
could.
I know when I was in prison, I knew guys. I'm talking about they were already grown men, 40, 50, even 60 years old. And they had careers as doctors, attorneys,
Wow.
real estate. Like, you had a lot of really intelligent, even successful people, who were in prison,
Yeah.
but just had a bad day or just one thing and just turn your life upside down.
Jesus
But a
Christ.
lot of them just said that they resented, their career and stuff like that because a lot of their parents pushed them to be something that they didn't want to be. A lot of times parents push their kids to fulfill dreams that they didn't do or accomplish when they were young. So they want to live their lives through their kids.
That's a big one.
And they push them sometimes to the military or sometimes to do this, that, and the other. And these are grown men, and they're like, I did it because that's what my family, pushed me to go get an education, get a job like this. But I preferred to do this or that, and this is what I always wanted to do and what I wanted to be. So they live a lifetime just feeling unfulfilled. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
And that's exactly why I got into music, right? Otherwise, I could have been something else. I was going for psychology, so I could have been a psychology by now. And psychology is perhaps helping people, but it's like, damn, man, like, what about if I help myself first? I want to help myself, and then I became a father, right? It's like, damn. Imagine I'm a psychologist. Yeah, I make money, blah blah blah, whatever, right?
If you don't mind me asking, are you still with the mother? Is the mother
Oh
still
no.
involved?
We separated a long time ago.
Okay. So does he still get to see his mother though?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
We live 5 minutes away from each other.
Okay.
He walks back and forth. Like, I'm above everything, like, I've been through a lot of shit with, in this situation with my kid and the mom. But at least we are close. We have communication. We don't have any issues
That's beautiful
when it comes
bro.
to him. So at least I'm
Yeah,
lucky
that's
that
great.
that I'm in that situation, right? Which wasn't easy, but But yeah, man, like, yeah, like you were saying, right? Like, I don't want him to be unfulfilled with his life. Especially this, you know what's interesting, man?
And that's great, bro. I really respect you for
Thank
that.
you, man. And that worked before, because before you didn't have the internet. Before you didn't know there was a 20-year-old making music and people loving him.
Mm-hmm.
Before you were like, that's it. Magazines, maybe TV a little bit, Before, sure, do what your parents say because you don't really know better. But now, bro, your parents telling you to go to college to do a lame ass job that is not for you. But then you see somebody who's your contemporary doing something cool as fuck, making money with it, being a good person, doing this. Like, what? You feel me?
Yeah, no doubt.
At least
about
when
it.
you don't see it, you don't feel it. But once you see it, you feel that shit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ojo que no vean, corazón que no siente.
So how did you get into music, bro?
I always been into music since high school, but like,
So back in Peru,
back in Peru, yeah, man. That started when I want to say sophomore year, maybe.
what are some of the popular instruments that they use out there for music?
Well, nowadays most people listen to reggaeton or rock music or cumbia. So a lot of guitar, bass, your typical stuff. If we're talking about the dancing shit, like let's say salsa, then there's the congas, all the
Come on, everybody,
tambores.
let me see you
Dun,
conga.
dun, 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 dun. Exactly.
Yee. That was that Miami Sound
Oh
Machine,
yeah,
boy. I
man.
grew up listening to
With
that
the
stuff.
girls dancing. But yeah, so it's if you're talking about like the original music, it's like it's definitely more complex than that, which I don't even know how to play, to be honest. But
Because I know different countries have
yeah.
like different instruments that they might not use in the States. Maybe more of a Caribbean or a more traditional sound.
The world's big, man. The world's big.
Yeah,
It's like
definitely.
it's insane
They
what you
even
can
said
find.
I thought like it was like illegal even to play some instruments in different countries, even in like Cuba, stuff like that. Like you can't just.
I mean, let's be honest. They can make anything they want, legal or illegal.
I know, ain't that crazy?
That's fucking
Bro,
crazy.
I went to jail how many times for weed? I come home and everybody got weed. You
It's
know
like,
what
what
I
the
said,
fuck?
look at this shit here. They know me some reparations for this shit.
For real, dude.
Me and my mom, man, us all up in jail for weed.
It's insane power, right? Power is
And
insane.
River Rouge at that. River Rouge took me to jail so many times for weed. And now they got 22 dispensaries up and down Jefferson. I said, look at this shit here. It's a slap in my face. I need a cut.
Want me to tell you something, man, about weed? Whenever I smoke weed, I always feel like my parents don't know, and I don't know. I don't think they're gonna watch it because they don't really understand English. So it's a blessing, probably. But whenever I smoke weed, bro, I almost feel like I'm doing something wrong. Like I know in my mind, I know I'm not doing anything wrong,
Yeah.
but inside of me, it's a feeling that you cannot overcome on your own. It's just. It's almost like when you're on top of something high, right? You have that feeling of like the high fear.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing you can do. You just feel it when you're on top of a bridge or whatever. I feel like that when I
That anxiety.
not that anxiety of
Yeah.
oh damn, this is so wrong, because I was born in a country where that's wrong. None of my parents even smoke or drank, like.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like to this day, bro. To this day, I'm 34 years old. I still feel when I'm about to smoke, either on my own with people, I still feel that like anxiety a little bit of smoking. It's crazy.
Like you're
man.
doing something wrong, huh?
Like I'm doing something wrong. I'm a grown ass man living my own life. Nobody helps me like that. So it's like that's why I believe like your formative years, right? They're so important, dude. They're so important. That's why what you're doing is amazing. I would like to one day also do something for kids, especially for kids. You know what I mean? Because that's the critical moment sometimes where that can decide their future.
Man, they are the future, bro.
They are
And
the future.
honestly, I encourage these kids, because a lot of times you ask them, like, what do you want to do when you grow up? And a lot of them don't know. They're like, I don't know. And then, I break it down to them. And I'm like, listen, it's okay to want to be a fireman. It's okay to want to be a police officer, an attorney, a prosecutor, a doctor. Like we need more of our people being educated and being in these positions. I need you to be a politician. I need you to be involved in lawmaking, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how you change the world, is by getting involved, and it's very important for people in our community to be stepping up. If you got a problem with it, change it, become the growth, become the change,
The change you want to see, right? That's what they say. Become
yeah,
the change
be the
you wanna
change
see.
that you want to see, and that's how it starts, bro.
But that's the hard part. Because it's easy to talk, right? It's easy to say you need to do this, or I need to do this. It's hard to walk the walk, bro. It's hard to walk the walk, man. Like,
Hey man, you are the first guest that ever went and used the bathroom right in the middle of a
oh, for
live
real?
show.
I'm sorry, dude.
Hey, no, it's dope, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's
Thank
all
you.
good. You
Look,
know what I mean?
look.
But I just thought about that. I said, I ain't had not one person
Yeah.
ever do me like
So
that.
this is like a
But
monumental
it's
day.
all good. It's real though. It's
Hey.
authentic and it's real. And
I get that trophy. The first and probably only guest now. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
and you're gonna be the first guest to perform too.
Eh, oh shit!
Oh yeah, we
damn.
definitely got a treat for you at the end. This brother got some awesome music. So tell us about the music history, man. Who inspired you? What instruments? What type of interests? What artists do you like? What music do you like? What do you like to make? And promote yourself. Let them know where to find all your stuff at.
Thank you so much, man. It's funny, but a friend of mine influenced me back in school, right? And it's crazy how as kids you think one way and now you're an adult you think another way, right? But this friend of mine brought his guitar. I think we were 14 or 15, right? Around that age that you really like girls and all that shit, right? So he brought his guitar to school and he played it during recess. And I saw the attention he was getting, bro. From girls, from guys. Dude, I was like, oh, I'm sold. I like this shit. I'm like, I gotta learn something.
Yeah, people were attracted to him.
Exactly, dude. It's crazy. And then that one friend got into a band with these other friends from the school too. They needed a bass player. I didn't know how to play guitar or bass, but I had a shitty old guitar from my stepdad at home. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll join you guys just for fun, you know? And they couldn't find a bass player. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll play bass. Because I realized bass was just like what the guitar plays, but just one string. So like I just do boom 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 boom. I'm like that seems easy. So I start doing that, man. And I was so bad at it, I didn't know how to tune my bass. Dude, to one of the first presentations that we actually played, like live events we played, I didn't even bring a chord. I didn't know how to tune my bass, so if my bass was tuned, it was horrible. But anyways, that was my first thing, my first music thing, right? So in high school, I did the rock band. I was a bass player of the rock band, whatever. And then I moved into US. You know, just speed up a little bit. I moved into US. Obviously, the band broke up. I still wanted to do music, so I decided to learn guitar once I was in US. So my hopes and dreams really were to be a rock guy, right? Like I wanted to be on stage. I wanted to be that guitar player on stage, looking cool as fuck, sexy and shit, long hair. You know, like
you want to be like Chris and
lead
Selena
guitar. I wanted to be like Slash, kind of like Slash. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to sing nothing, just fucking look cool
Just
as
rock
fuck,
out.
do the solos, rock out with my cock out, and then that's what I really wanted to be, dude. But it's like, but I tried to put a band together. I realized that shit was harder than what it was. You know, I can barely keep my relationships alive. Then a relationship with 4 people, it's like, damn, no. So that shit went to hell. I learned a lot from that though. I loved it
Absolutely.
from the band
you gonna
experience. But then I still wanted to do music, man. You know, I still like I had the itch. Like it's almost like I have to. It's like you have to eat. You might not eat all the time, but you eventually are gonna have to eat. That's how I feel when it comes to music. Like I might not make music every single minute of my day, obviously. Sometimes not even every day, but at some point I'm gonna sit down and something's gonna come out, right? I decided to, because I already knew how to play guitar. Like, okay, I'm gonna learn how to sing, and it's gonna be like an acoustic thing. So it's gonna be Dani because I didn't know what else to pick, you know. Honestly, looking back, I was like, what the fuck was I thinking, bro? I could have picked something cooler, but it's Dani you know what I'm saying? And I start singing and playing acoustic guitar. I got so bored of my own singing and playing, bro, because I was so used to the band thing. You know, you have a drummer and psh, psh, dun, yeah, all that shit to, dun, 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 you know, whatever. So it's like, it's not for me. I kind of quit it. Then I started dating this one girl, this Latina girl, because I was more used to date like American girls, but I started dating this Latina girl. We started going out more to clubs and dancing and.
When you say American girls, you mean like white girls?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But mainly, but just okay. Not because I
White
don't like
women.
other girls. It's just
White
like where
women.
I'm in Shelby Township. There's more of them. Anyways,
Silly as hell. Hell no.
you feel me?
I thought they was all American girls, but now I said.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you
I
saying.
think you know what I'm saying. What a way to put me in the spot. I'm sweating now. Anyway, what was we going with this? Oh yeah. I started dating this one girl, right? So we started going out, clubbing, you know, drinking club, and I started listening to the new reggaeton shit. And funny enough, bro, when reggaeton came to the scene, I'm talking about when I was in high school, I didn't like it at all, dude.
Reggaeton.
I didn't like reggaeton. I never really cared for hip hop even.
Mm-hmm.
I learned those things here. And once I listened to new sounds, to the new stuff, because during this time I was heavy into rock music, So most of my life was basically rock music, and then realized, you know what, I want to sing and do reggaeton, hip hop, whatever.
Wow, that's a hell of a transition.
Transition, but
Who were some of the rock bands that you liked, like when you were younger, like Guns N' Roses, Def Leppard,
Peruvian.
Cinderella? I
Cinderella.
mean, you know,
Not honestly, bro. Like I back then, I used to listen to a lot of Peruvian bands.
okay.
So I'll say the
Alright.
names, but nobody's gonna get it. Injectores, Hazme Reír. Like they're not really. I always been kind of like underground, dude.
Okay.
I never been to like whatever is popping. Even now with my music, I don't listen to what's popping because sometimes.
But your music's popping though. That boy's live.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
I can't wait for you to perform it.
Thank you, man. Thank you. But
And do you write all your own music?
yeah, I write everything.
Okay.
Eventually, I'd like to have a team though, because it's fun to write in teams, you know. And I don't have that issue where I think you hear some musicians like, no, I don't want nobody to write my shit. I'm
Mhm.
like, fuck it, let's all write. It's more fun, dude. It's more
Yeah.
fun doing like in a group.
It's
and stuff.
real because it's real.
It's
man.
real. It's more fun. You just get to things faster, right? And I've done it before with the way I started doing this, because I didn't know how to do any of this. I started going to Chicago because I knew a producer there that was for Latin music. So I'm like, listen, I'm a rock guy. I wasn't even aware of what a chorus should sound like. Like I didn't know shit. I started going to Chicago heavily. I'm talking about 2017, 2018, 2019, almost up until the pandemic. I would go to Chicago at least once a month
Okay.
to record music, and doing so, I would watch what my producer did, and from that, I start producing myself. So now I try to do everything, mainly because I like the idea of auto sufficiency. You feel me? Like I have no problems with collaborating with other people, but I have nobody to collaborate with. I don't want to stop.
You
either.
got to collaborate with Pablo Pleasure, man. I think you guys would be dope for each other.
I'll be down, man. I'll be
You guys
down.
would kill a song for sure, man.
I'll be down. He said he would add me in Facebook. He hasn't added me yet, but I'll be
Yeah.
down. And yeah, I mean, I'm down. Like for me, it's just like it. But going back to the beginning, this is just how I want to live. I want
Mhm.
to live making music, live from my music, and let's see what happens from there. You know, and
No doubt, man.
I don't know. To me, that's my American dream, right? Like just doing what you want to do, making money, doing what you want to do, and being able to do everything you want to do with what you want. Like, I'm kidding. you can tell that I haven't really thought this out
You
very
can do
well.
what you want to do. What you want to do. What
You
want
can
to
do what you
how
want to do and what you want to do.
Just do it.
Don't forget that.
Hey, listen, Daddy S, man, it's definitely been a pleasure, man, kicking it with you,
Wow.
having laughs, hearing your story. We got a treat for you, man. Give us a couple seconds. Let us transition. This brother's going to perform one of his songs. What's the name of the song?
Ahora yo gano. It's translated to now I win.
Now
Now
I
it's
Win.
me that wins.
Tell them where they can find your music, where they can tap in and find you at. And then we're going to go straight to the performance. We're going to close out. Much love to everybody who's been tuning in.
Thanks so
and
much.
sharing and subscribing and all that, man. I appreciate y'all. I love you guys, man. And next week I got a whole long list for the rest of the year of all bomb ass guests that are gonna come and share their stories and do performances like the one you guys are about to see. So thank you. I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Everybody be safe. Weather's beautiful out there. Get out there, soak up some of that sun, revive that spirit.
Yes. You guys can find me at anywhere really. If you use Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, anywhere you listen to music to, you can find me there as Dani S, Dani space S. All social media, you can find me at Dani S Musica, DANISMUSIC. I got confused. MU. Wow,
BINGO, BINGO.
this is sad, but you can find me at Dani S Musica. I'm not gonna spell it anymore. And, there's probably gonna be a link in there. You know what I'm saying?
all good.
This is what happens when you drink less than a beer and you
It's
haven't
all
drunk in
good.
years. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I appreciate it, man. The opportunity. I love what you're doing again. You know, and thank you everybody that's listened to us. Hopefully, you got something productive from our conversation, and I don't know. Hopefully, I come back, man. This is dope.
Definitely, man.
Yeah, and I hope you guys.
So
like the
tune
music.
right back in. We'll be right back with this brother's awesome performance to close us out, man.
Thank you, thank you.
You either die the hero or see yourself become the villain. Seen too many dark nights and like the way you're living. It got me living. The plot is vivid in the blast conditions. It's like you hopeless at the bar. Get a shot to giving. Neighbors not complicit. I can't blame them though. Remember as a youngin', I rep Detroit on my favorite coat. For around the hood, the kind that was only made for snow. Man's caught me slipping, he tripping over a radio. I was running track with the homies, I didn't know what to say because I thought he was joking. Behind his back he held a gauge, he decided to show me. In the midst of broad day, all out in the open. I was only 13, but it's relevant to today. Put a price on life, but negligent in their ways. Forget a slippery slope, it's a precipice that you face. And the president set the precedent, evident by your faith. For that cream, living in that fairy tale American dream. Kill it when you walking with a gangster lean. Even though you know they go, they all it seems. What you mean, what you doing for that cream? Living in that fairy tale American dream. Kill it when you walking with that gangster lean. We in between those kings and queens in the city of schemes.
In the city they scheme.
I can still remember Kwame, only thing that he taught me. City government's busted, causing a kamikaze. Crime waves like tsunamis, they say they serving that white. Chopping bricks like karate. What's the prices for your vices? The sacrifices that you lie with every night. And sold your soul to that rock, you Jimi Hendrix when your life ends. If you ask me, man, I couldn't do it. Unity and community barely move as a unit unless you talking in decimals. Everybody will tune in. I never moved to that music, you never see me approve it. So sorry if I'm not to that standard, I'm goody two shoes. Pay expenses at someone's expense. Some families fiends, so how are they making they rent? Placing a bet for the rush of some luck, but it was something more like Russian roulette, and it got me upset. Living in that fairy tale American dream. Kill it when you walking with that gangster lean. Even though you know they go, they all it seems. What you mean, what you doing for that cream? Living in that fairy tale American dream. Kill it when you walking with that gangster lean. We in between those kings and queens in the city of schemes.
In the city they scheme.
Look, starting near the end of the 9-6. Born into the night, I've been considered a nonsense. Gotta spread my wings to stay fly for this outlet. Searching for that power, put a shock to your conscience. So watch for the caution, I ought to be honest for context. It's the rap witchy balance. I'm fooling on these strings and then I hit you with a ballad. But I'm careful with the flow because I know we need a balance. No TJ laughing, but I'm here to bring the challenge. I came up where there's lions and tigers. Bear witness to these paws when I'm lying to strike here. Never
Yo, what's up, everybody? I appreciate you guys' patience, man. Thank you. But as always, El Nino podcast, I always try to deliver the hottest, local, most talented artists that we got. My man Danny S about to bless the studio and perform your guys' ears and eyes and all your senses with his awesome music, man. So thank you for tuning in, man. And thank you for coming, man, and being on our show, man, and blessing us with your talent, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Eladio. Thank you, Brian. Behind the scenes, this song is called Ahora Yo Gano. I appreciate you guys. Estaba dolido cuando tú te fuiste de mi lado. Yeah. Yo estoy agradecido porque me di cuenta lo que valgo. Ahora hago lo que quiero sin nadie que me dé drama. Y otra baby se entran en mi cuarto. Yo estaba dolido, pero ahora yo soy el que gano. What's up? Me costó olvidarte, costó no amarte, mucha reflexión quería darte. Llegó el día, te despedías, esas lágrimas eran de mentira. Tú te reías con todas tus amigas, tú ya sabías que yo estaba solo. Y así me di cuenta que nada valía. Pero nadie te amará como te amé yo. Nadie te abrazará como lo supe hacer. Ahora yo ya no te quiero aunque quieras volver. Si algún día supliqué que regreses a mí, bórrate esa memoria que ya no estoy para ti. Que otras mejores que tú me tratan muy bien. Estaba dolido cuando tú te fuiste de mi lado. Mucha gente de Detroit, el Radio Podcast. Porque me di cuenta lo que valgo. Es Dani S. Ahora hago lo que quiero sin nadie que me dé drama. Y otra baby se entran en mi cuarto. Yo estaba dolido, pero ahora yo soy el que gano. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, pero no una cuarta vez. Le perdí la timidez. Hacer como quiera ser. Hago lo que quiera hacer y me importa lo de ayer. Si aún estaría contigo, no sería lo que soy. Salgo con mujeres, noche de placeres. Y solo en mi mente, mi dinero y mi gente. Si por ti morí, por mí reviví. Llévate la mala vibra quien te quiera aquí. Pero nadie te amará como te amé yo. Nadie te abrazará como lo supe hacer. Ahora yo ya no te quiero aunque quieras volver. Fuck it. Estaba dolido cuando tú te fuiste de mi lado. Y estoy agradecido porque me di cuenta lo que valgo. Ahora hago lo que quiero sin nadie que me dé drama. Y otra baby se entran en mi cuarto. Yo estaba dolido, pero ahora yo soy el que gano. Thanks so much, this is Dani S. At El Radio El Niño Podcast. Detroit, mi gente de Detroit, thank you for having me. Gracias, Eladio, por tenerme esta noche. Gracias, Brian. Thank you so much, brother.
Man, much love to you, man. Very talented, awesome song, bro. Can't wait to see you evolve in your craft. You know what I'm saying? Much love to everybody in the community, man. I got some great ideas coming up for this summer, and I'm looking for everybody to participate and support everything we got going on.